Hey guys, I'm gonna wait for just a minute or two, get all set up. But my name is Steven, even Steven Money, and I'll be with you in just one moment. Hey, fantastic. Hey, I'm just waiting just a minute to get started here. Let a couple people come on in, enjoy the water, check out the feeds. Steven, even Steven Money. I was getting that tasty drink of water. All right. So very close. I tested all this out, so everything should be good. But all right. Okay. Hey guys, my name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. We're here on Money Talk Friday. It happens every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And today we are talking about how to pay off your car debt fast. And I'm on Facebook Live here, Instagram Live here, and you'll probably see it on YouTube and on my Facebook at Facebook.com/even Steven Money as well later on. So we're everywhere, right? But I wanted to take a minute and just kind of give a little introduction to who I am. So my name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money, and my goal is simple. I'm here to help you create a roadmap to your financial freedom. And we do that by paying off your debt, saving money, and working to live a better life today. And that's where the financial freedom comes in. You can find me everywhere. EvenStevenMoney.com is a great place to start, but I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Again, check out EvenStevenMoney.com and I am there. But I also wanted a quick check in on what we do at Money Talk Friday. So one of the main things, and I've got notes here, so I'm gonna be peeking every once in a while as a good preparation. So every Friday we're gonna have a new topic. We're gonna talk about some of my story and some of the recommendations that I give about that topic. And as well, I think this is the most important, is an action item that you can take out and use in your everyday life. And also, one of my favorite parts, I think it's gonna, start ramping up here as, we get used to doing Even Steven Money Talk Fridays, is we're gonna have questions from you on that exact topic. So where you can do that is on Instagram backslash or Instagram.com, Even Steven Money, and right there in the stories, I'll ask you to ask a question. You can do it on Facebook. You can do it live in the chat, and we'll definitely do our best, and I'll do my best to get to your question. With all that being said, today's topic is how to pay off your car debt fast, and also how I paid off my car debt fast. So you hear a lot of my story. So one thing I like to do when we start out is read just a little introduction on how everything looks. An introduction on, what we're talking about today. So if you go to EvenStevenMoney.com, you check out the blog, and this is where it starts. So I was driving around Miami, Florida in my Mercedes-Benz, and so I felt like a big, dumb idiot. My car was costing me over $500, and I could barely afford to make the monthly payments. The big, ugly problem forced me to move from Miami and pay off my car debt fast. So those are some pretty big words, right? Hey, David, thanks for joining. Appreciate it, as always. And those are some pretty big words, though. And I say them because that's how it impacted my life. With the blog post, that's really what happened. Those, it's my story, right? So it took a lot out of me, and those are some of the big words that I use that really impacted me. But with even Steven Money and myself, um, it's important to know that, yes, it started off rough and I did have all these problems, but today I'm debt free, I have financial freedom, and I'm in a better place because of the action items that I took and that I want to share with you. And the biggest one I think I can share right away is big moves equal big results. And that's exactly what happened. So, what are we talking about today? We are talking about how to pay your car debt off fast with Steven, aka Even Steven Money, here on Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, every Friday. But so I want to give a little bit about my story, other than, it was the worst financial mistake I have ever made, in my opinion. And how it started out was I had just got out of college. I like to call it my first big boy job. And I had my same car I had since high school. It was called the Tracer You Can't Replace Her. It was a Mercury Tracer. It was purple, very, very beautiful car. But then it had some problems. So right around this time, I ended up having problems with the oil and gasket, and it ended up they said it was going to cost $2,000 to fix it. The funny part was my car was worth about maybe $600 on a good day. So for them to fix it for $2,000 to me, it was a joke. But what came about was, after that moment, after getting promoted at my job and having these problems with the car, the next logical step, and logical not being logical, was to look for a car payment or a car that I could afford. And that's what I like to call afford, is a 6-letter word for I'm an idiot. Because that's what I did. I made that big mistake. I used different terminology in the blog post, but that's what I did. So I went and I looked for a car that was in between I was looking for a $300 and $400 payment, and my car. So that car payment would have given me $15,000 to $18,000. And let this be really clear. I was making $30,000 at the time. So that's over 50% of my salary at that moment. So if you talk to Dave Ramsey or listen to him at all, he would be wagging the finger. No, no, no. And I should be wagging the finger at myself at that point. But, that's my story, and that's what happened. And, I talk about it, and it was the worst financial mistake ever, right? I did make those mistakes, and I wanted to be clear. This is one thing I wanted to mention, that if you're truly about saving money and getting rid of all your debt, you need to have a small car payment or no car payment at all. That's the part of afford that I think people, I can afford a car payment, but can you afford to get rid of all your debt? Can you afford to save money? But hey, just a reminder, I'm gonna take a drink here, but just a reminder, this is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. We're here on Friday, Money Talk Friday, talking about how I paid off my car fast, and you can too. So just coming back, so we were talking about, being able to afford a payment, right? So, hey, thanks for joining. I see YG is in the building, so appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by. But back to back being able to afford a car payment. What was crazy was my car payment was, and I remember this for the exact number, $323.95. What I did was I went and ended up buying a 2005 Mercedes-Benz. It was right around, it was $17,000, $18,000 car. And I got a big car payment. I got high insurance. I got my regular maintenance that went through the roof. Oil changes were no longer $20. They were $120. It affected it all. And with that, I put myself in a bad position. I piled on debt, and, bad things just followed because I had that debt. So I was living in Miami at the time, and I got to a point where I couldn't afford those car payments. Like, that's my story. And because I couldn't afford the car payment, I had to move away. And thank goodness, I immediately was able to find work. And that's one of the reasons I moved. But I put myself in a bad situation. And because of that, bad things happen. Of course, every story has a positive out of it. And with that, it's how, it's kind of part of my roadmap to my financial freedom, which was I ended up selling my Mercedes Benz. I mean, that's the real, the quickest way to pay off your debt fast is to sell your vehicle. And it wasn't, I didn't make money on the deal, even though I felt like I should have because of the value. I ended up saving up over $1,200 worth of my own money just to be able to pay off the loss that I was going to take. Because the way it works is when you have a loan, to get that title and give it to that other person, you need to pay off the entire balance, which that's why I needed the $1,200. So, and I also found out that on the positive, again, with that, it took me about 3 months to get back to breaking even. So that's all it took. And, that was the payment, the $323.95, that ended up, after I sold that and became car payment free. That's a very good hashtag, car payment free. Let me write that down. Car payment free. I'm fake writing it right now, apparently. There we go. After I don't try to multitask while doing live, just to let you know. There we go. There is my hashtag. On the car payment free, just a reminder, this is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. We're here on Money Talk Friday, and today I'm talking about how to pay off your car debt fast. And I'm gonna grab a drink here while I move on. But so, just looking at my notes, but the car payment free, and this is kind of where the action step and the recommendation from me to you comes in. What should you do? So one of the things that starting over that I would do is I personally would try to pay cash for a car. And then there's another side to this, and I wouldn't get a monthly payment, because a lot of the reason is because of the term afford. Let's get that in there, over here. There we go. The afford a payment. Just because you can afford a payment, you can fit it into your budget, doesn't mean it's the best thing for your financial situation. And I challenge you, and I challenge myself to do something different. And then here's the big do something different. That is to purchase a car, or to have your car valued at 10% of your annual income. So 10% of your annual income, to give it like the simple math, if you make $50,000, your car value then should be $5,000. That's probably a 2005 Toyota Corolla today. But it's 10% of your annual income. And hey, I love waving to this person over on Instagram. Thank you. But so the simple math is 10%. But here's a crazy number, and I looked this up I believe it was either on Edmunds or Kelly Blue Book. Check out, of course, even stevenmoney.com. That'll have the specific link. But the average balance on our new car that people buy is, let's get the number, $36,270. Oh, hey man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining. Instagram again, appreciate it. But yeah, so 36,000. So if you calculate that out, again, doing simple math, that would mean that your annual income would need to be $362,000. That's an insane number. It's an insane statement. And it's why I recommend using 10% of your annual income. My example is right now, I personally haven't actually bought a vehicle since I sold the Mercedes-Benz in 2010. But of course, I'm married now, and we have a paid-off vehicle. It is a 2007 Toyota Sequoia. I would have to do the Kelly Blue Book value to give the exact number, because I know there's a range, of course, that it goes in, but it's very close to that 10% of our annual income. And it's probably going to keep getting lower. It's going to be 9%, 8%, but it's important to kind of make a difference, to have something that's a lower payment, to have something that's going to affect your overall financial future. And let me jump to one thing. There was an analogy that I wanted to use. I'm jumping to my blog here for just one moment. But so there's a couple things. One, I wanted to talk about the pull-up analogy. So this is how I relate it to a car payment. So if you've ever done a pull-up, so you're going like this, trying to reach yourself up, it's very hard to pull yourself up. And that's exactly how it feels when you have a car payment with all of your financials. So the car payment to me is the equivalent of me weighing 300 pounds. If I weighed 300 pounds and I tried to do that pull-up, I'd probably barely be able to do one, if I'm lucky. But when you lose weight, one of the fastest ways to actually do a pull-up is to lose a bunch of weight. Because if you lose that weight, if you lose 50 pounds, you lose 100 pounds. If you lose that car payment, you're able to do that pull-up that much easier because you don't have to pull as much weight. So with the pull-up and with losing that car payment, you end up being able to have more strength. You pay off debt faster. You pay off your car payment. You pay off your student loans faster, your credit cards. You just have an overall better financial future because you have less weight or less car payment. And that's how I kind of do the pull-up analogy. But I wanted to remind everyone, as always, I talk a little fast sometimes, so I wanted to grab a drink, let everyone know my name is Steven, aka Even Steven Money. We're here talking money talk Friday, and we're talking about how I paid off my car fast, and you can too. Again, you guys, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Blood, sweat, and tears over here, especially the sweat down in Florida. But, just to wrap it up is I have a really strong message about this topic. And it's not because I'm a jerk. At least I don't think so. It's that I ended up, when I sold the car, when I got rid of that car, it was one of the biggest and best financial decisions I made because it was a catalyst towards paying off all my other debt. I was $100,000 in debt, and getting rid of that car payment and not getting another car payment, that ended up just putting me in a better position to be able to pay off debt. And I talked about it just a little bit here with, focusing on credit card debt instead of that car payment. And I challenge you as well to do the same. Now, it doesn't have to be paying off your car specifically, but I challenge you to that 10%. And the main reason I challenge you to do something that's out of the norm, that most people would probably, kind of be step back and question it, is because not only we are resourceful. And what I mean by that is an example. After I had actually sold my car, I had to go to a training for the bank that I was working at, and it was 45 minutes away. I checked train schedules, I checked everything, and it was just going to be really difficult. And I ended up borrowing a car from my cousin. So thank you, Kelly. You're probably not watching, but thank you. Beer, I owe you one. But I ended up using his car for I think it was 3 days. And I had to drive 45 minutes, and I didn't have a car, but there was no issue. I was resourceful. People do it all the time. They walk to work, or they bike to work, or they take public transportation. A friend of mine just recently was writing about that they carpool to work. And and if you're that carpool person, you're so happy to get the gas money and cut down your expenses. And that's what we are. We're all resourceful in some way. So I challenge you to really think about your car, your car debt, your car payment, what you're doing to reduce your car expenses in general, and look to live, have a better financial future. And that kind of wraps up a little bit I was talking about with paying off your debt. And just a reminder, this is Steven, aka Even Steven Money Talk Friday. We're talking about how to pay off your car debt fast. And my example, a personal example, of course, selling my vehicle, but never getting another car payment again. And it brings me to my next lead-in, which is pretty interesting. We had an Instagram follower, so thank you for following. I'm not going to use any names on this one unless they specifically, say, hey, go ahead and use it. But the question was buying your Mercedes-Benz a spur-of-the-moment decision? Did you sleep on it? Which is a really interesting question if you follow my Instagram, because one of my money tips is actually to sleep on any big financial decision. So just, go look at the car. In this example would be go look at the car, come home, don't think about it, cook your dinner, wake up the next day, go through your regular day, and then make a decision. If you still want to make that purchase, you should wait. Well, I did not sleep on it. I can definitely say that. But I don't think it was a spur-of-the-moment decision per se, because I was looking for cars. It was more of just like an ill-informed definition of a bad definition of the term afford, really. I thought I could afford a $15,000 to $18,000 car. I was ready to make a car payment. I was looking at brand new Volkswagen Jettas. I was looking at Ford Focus. And I was looking at another vehicle as well. It was probably like a Honda or something. Maybe it was Toyota Corolla. But I did a lot of research, and I ended up purchasing my vehicle through an auto lot through like my employment. Is when they brought back the leases actually from our vehicle. So I supposedly got a good deal. So I did do research. Oh, hey, thanks, Scott, for joining. I really appreciate it. Just wrapping up here on a couple things. We actually, I should mention it as I'm finishing up the question. If you want to ask any questions, you can, of course, always do it in the comments. I'm more than happy if I get time to get to it. I will, I promise. But throughout the week, I'm on Instagram stories on Tuesdays. I will throw out a money tip. Definitely ask a question there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. The big ones to get my questions are, of course, Instagram and Facebook. And also, you can come to evenstevenmoney.com. There's going to be a place where you can, of course, check me out socially, evenstevenmoney@gmail.com. That gives you the opportunity to ask your personal questions. And I will answer them here on Friday as well. But so to answer the question, it was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. I did give it some thought. It was just an ill-informed decision. I didn't have the right, I'll say, money mindset. I wasn't thinking clearly. I didn't have the right information. I was part of, I guess, like society, go buy a car, you need a new one. I could, I have a job, I need a new car. So that was my mindset. But I just want to wrap everything up. Just a reminder, we're here every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Money Talk Friday. It's going to be a new topic. It's going to be a little bit about my story. It's going to be recommendation, some action items for you, because I want this to be a part of what you do and a part of your life. And my name is Steven, Even Steven Money. You can check me out on evenstevenmoney.com. Again, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I have a YouTube channel that just starting out. Thank you, Charlie. That'll eventually be more. But who am I? What do I do? How do I help you? I am a money coach. I am a financial coach, money coach. What I do is, I say it's simple. I help others create a roadmap to your financial future. Impactful, right? And I do that by helping you pay off debt, save money, and live a better life today. And that's important. But most importantly, I wanted to just finish up again. I wanted to thank everyone for watching, whether it's today, whether it's in a month. I appreciate you guys. Do one of these. I appreciate you guys for stopping by, joining, payments, comments, waving, Instagram, Facebook. I appreciate it all. Because remember, we are in this all together. You're part of my life because I am doing this. This is me full time. I am a money coach. I am Even Steven Money. And I think hopefully if you get a little nugget, as I say, you get a little something from either this talk or from Even Steven Money, I'm a part of your life as well. And that's why we are in this together. I certainly appreciate it. Last but not least, I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. To all you and your family and loved ones. I hope everyone has a great weekend, as well as we take the time to share and care about those that we care about the most. All right, I will see you here again next Friday, 1 p.m. I'll be there. I hope you will be. Thanks again, Steven, Even Steven Money.